She's just tired.
What kind of dog is she?
Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the Pownal Historical Society's Board of Directors, Deb Baker, Leona Ward, Joyce Held, Ken Held, Tom Zopler, and myself, Rich Ryder, we'd like to welcome you all to the Pownal Historical Society's 3rd annual Witches Walk. Let's hear it. The walk is in remembrance of Pownal's Widow Krieger, who was accused of being a witch some 240 years ago. We invite you to spend the next few hours with us, getting to know each other better and feeling a sense of community. The Bennington Museum is joining us here today, so please stop by and say hello. And to hear about what's happening at the museum, the Hoorah is here today to talk about our beautiful gem, the Hoosic River, and river safety. Light refreshments are being sold at the food cart over by the Mill Girl, across the tracks there, the salvage shop, and music is provided by Slippery Jigs. All activities, yeah, let's hear for Slippery Jigs. All activities for all ages are available under the tents, and children's play items are down on the lower field where the Battenkill Bollywood and Deerfield Valley Dancing Witches will lead us after a walk for a dance performance. For those who don't want to walk down to the field, you're invited and welcome to stay on top here. Everyone is invited to dance to the music after they perform. Free Stewart's ice cream will be available following the walk. We'd like to thank our sponsors for today, the Bank of Bennington, the Mill Girl, Salvage Shop, and Stewart's. We're also grateful for all the volunteers who helped make this happen, so let's give them a big round of applause as well.
Lass mich heute Abend blicken, ich komm gut geschmückt in den Laden geritten, alle tanzen Damen und essen den ganzen Backblech voller Sahne. Torten, schütteln ihre Schritte, schütteln ihr Gold auf den Rippen, schütteln ihr Holz vor und Heck. Dein Tisch ist gut gedeckt, schüttel dein Speck, 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 schüttel dein Speck. Ja, dein Tisch ist eingedeckt, es braucht kein Steck. Lecker, du musst dich beißen lassen, ich bin Bäcker und back auf dein Reisebacken. Dein Toaster wackelt auf und ab, dein Obst ist knackig, frisch verpackt, sein Zitrusel groß und kompakt. Du schüttelst mich nicht ab, ich häng mich an deinen Lippen ab. Ich häng an deinen Lippen wie Gloss, du bist schön und schlau, ich studierter Bock. Bitte wer meine Frau, du schüttelst den Kopf. Ich schüttel mich zu, denn das ist hart für mich. Kipp aus den Schuhen, Sanitäter tragen mich. Ich krieg Schüttelfrost, du bist der Arzt für mich. Gib dir ein Mittel, bitte schüttel deinen Arsch für mich. Mama, zeig mir dein Gepäck, Baby. Komm, schüttel Bug und Heck. Dein Tisch ist gut gedeckt, schüttel dein Speck, schüttel dein Speck. Mama, zeig mir dein Gepäck, Baby. Komm, schüttel Bug und Heck. Dein Tisch ist gut gedeckt, schüttel dein Speck, schüttel dein Speck.
And I believe Joyce Held would like to say a few things here, right?
Rich just pointed out that some of you might not know that behind us is Krieger Rocks. And rocks were named after Marguerite's husband, Johann Uri Krieger, who came here back in the early, I'll say late 1730s. And he built a gristmill. And actually North Pownal way back then was called Kriegerville because he owned all this land. So that's Krieger Rocks, and that's all we have left of the Krieger name here in Pownal. So I have to read, I'm sorry, but I can't remember everything I want to say. so let me put on my glasses. And let me get into a Margaret Krieger mood. And I want to personally thank each and every one of you for coming today to remember, to reflect, and to resolve to make a difference in this world. A world that, even today, is still full of victims who are silenced, accused, and disrespected. When you leave today, I pray that you carry with you a deep sense of peace, friendship, and love. May you leave knowing that we stand together, that when we stand together, we are strong. And when we speak up as one, we're not a whisper. We are a roar to be reckoned with. I wish the Widow Krieger had a group like you to stand behind her. Way back when. Yesterday, we visited the cemetery, and with respect and love, we placed flowers on Marguerite's grave. Today, we stand near the witch's trial marker to remember Widow Marguerite Krieger, a woman claimed to be Vermont's only accused witch. Marguerite was not a witch. I want everybody to understand that. She was a daughter, a mother, a grandmother, a neighbor, a widow, and a victim. She lived through incredible challenges and suffered loss throughout her life. Her final years, she faced cruelty of being accused of being a witch and was brought before the safety committee. They decided to drop her into the freezing Hoosic River, believing the water itself would prove her guilt or innocence. She rose from that river innocent, yet scarred by the injustice of greed, fear, and superstition. The marker reminds us of the dark time in our history when the name witch could be a death threat. Today, as we begin the Witch's Walk, we walk in remembrance of Widow Krieger and all who were wrongly accused, and for all those voices that were silenced, and all those who face injustice as they walked before us. We also walk in celebration of women's resilience, courage, and extraordinary contributions throughout history. As we walk, let us carry forward Marguerite's story, not as one of shame or superstition, but one of remembrance, resilience, and hope for a kinder, fairer future. The following is a poem that I put together for Marguerite called Words to Marguerite Krieger. In the valley where the Hoosic winds by the rocks, where the river bends, lived a woman strong and kind, with a heavy heart and a steadfast mind. They called her Widow Krieger then, alone but standing tall again. Though through loss and storms she held her ground, till the whispering fears came round. O Widow Krieger, hear our song. You were brave, though they were wrong. The river knows, the mountains cry, truth will stand, though the years go by. She raised her boys by the miller's stone, but death took two and left her alone. A healer's touch, a midwife's hand, misunderstood in a trembling land. They cast their stones with coward's breath. Afraid of life, they danced with death. Bound and tossed in the water deep, freezing the tears she did weep. They thought they'd break her with this trial, but her story lived across the miles. Now we gather, proud and free, to honor her memory. She was innocent, pure and true. The fire they feared was the strength in you. Widow Krieger, your name will stay. We've walked for you this very day. Remember, we are the grandchildren of the women they couldn't burn. Thank you. And now let's go for a walk.
Thank you very much, and let's go for a walk. can introduce her.
Good afternoon. An original song about the Widow Krieger that was written by Phil Henry. He's here today. I got a message saying that he had written this song and he was trying to find Joyce Held because she was passionate about Margaret Krieger. And I messaged him back and said, yes, I am. And he sent me the song, and I'm passionate about the song. It is beautiful. It's a tribute to Marguerite Krieger. And I have to warn you, it stays in your head. So the rest of the afternoon, you'll be definitely humming or thinking of the words. So it's my pleasure to introduce Phil Henry and let him take it from here.
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you so much. I read about the Widow Krieger about a year ago in 7 days, and I was very, very taken by how passionate Joyce was and this community about this story. And it's a story that needs to be heard all over the place. So this is called Extraordinary Woman. Margaret Krieger, the widow, I stand here falsely accused for crimes of God's nature subverted. But the truth is they don't care what the truth is. My husband ran this old mill on the boozy till one day late last summer he died. Big wheel turning, but the townsfolk drive me out to the ice. They call me a witch, they call me a crone, toss me into the river to sink like a stone. Two sides of the ice, now I'm down below. Two sides of the story, but I'll never righteous will go to drown an extraordinary woman in the cold. It's not the weight of the wool or the water that pulls me down, 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 or the shock of cold or the cruelty. I thought I knew my place in this town. I see the faces of neighbors and strangers and generations of grist for the mill. They'll curse you or kill you, or worse, they'll save you. And still nothing changes. They'll call you a witch, they'll call you a crone, toss you into some river to sink like a stone. Two sides of the ice, now I'm down below. Two sides of the story, but I'll never know how far the righteous will go to drown an extraordinary woman in the cold. Two sides of the ice, now I'm down below. Two sides of the story, but I'll never know. Two sides of the ice, now I'm down below. Two sides of the story, but I'll never know. Now they raise me, shivering out of the water. They spare me, ashamed and abused. Was it grace or their guilt that acquits me? The truth is, I don't care what the truth is. Woo! Thank you. They call me Margaret Krieger, the widow. I stand here falsely accused for crimes of God's nature subverted. The truth is they don't care what the truth is. My husband, he ran this old mill on the Hoosic till one day late last summer he died. And I tried to keep the big wheel turning. The townsfolk dragged me out to the ice. They call me a witch, they call me a crone. Toss me into the river, just sink like a stone. Two sides of the ice, now I'm down below. Two sides of the story, but I'll never know how far the righteous will go to drown an extraordinary woman in the cold.